We're outside the Olive Schreiner Lecture Hall. We're joined by Head of Digital for Prime Media Broadcasting, Alan Kent. Hi, Alan.
Hey.
He just finished giving such an interesting talk about the overview of the media landscape and giving digital strategies that companies can use to really stay afloat in this cutthroat industry. Alan, your audience was predominantly media studies students. So what do you think journalism schools can do to integrate some of those digital innovative strategies you were talking about into their curriculum?
So I think the most important one that I think is the technology side. I mean, obviously I do have a technology slant, so I am biased a little bit towards that side. But I think what we're seeing more and more, not only in the makeup of the newsroom, but in the tools that journalists and newsrooms have access to, is that they are very technology focused. So the first thing I would say is learning about technology. So from a coding perspective, understanding how computers and algorithms work, and then being able to understand the language that they talk to, that you can work with developers and technologists in delivering the content at the end of the day.
So I'm hearing that shift from students focusing solely on specializations and moving on to technological aspects in the media industry. The other question is, how do you... the School of Journalism here at Rhodes is predominantly specializations orientated.
Yes.
So do you think that's still relevant in today's converged media industry?
I think it is. One of the things that I'm going to talk about a bit later is the skill types that people have. And in the past, you often looked at an I type of skill. So a single person was very specialized in one vertical. And more recently, people have been speaking about T type of people. So they're generalists across the top, and then they have one or two kind of very, key skills that they can deep dive into. But I think as technology is changing, it's changing so quickly, different things coming along, you need an agility to almost be almost like a W shape almost, and you need to be able to dip down quickly into something and then come out again, carry on, and then dip back in. So it's almost this continuous dipping in, deepening of your skills, and then coming back out again, because things are changing, and what you know today and what you invest in today might not be relevant in 2 years' time.
And then outside of academics, what do students need to do now to make themselves, employable and valuable assets in the media industry?
So you need to, I would immerse myself in the media space, and I would imagine that most of the students are already doing this. But I would say, understanding, look at the things that are relevant today, the social media platforms that are up and coming. So, not only using Twitter and Facebook, but, getting onto things like Instagram, Tumblr, what is happening with Snapchat, what are these new apps that are coming out, and, you're in a much better position to understand how you can use the tool if you're already familiar with it.
Okay. And then the last question, that you touched on it a little bit with Francis and Harry Dugmore, but how do these digital innovation strategies, do they consider the digital divide in Africa? And if they do, how so?
Yeah, we have to. And they do. And I think a lot of the innovation it's not really innovation in that you have to be sympathetic to the audience that is out there, and the tools available in the technology space give us very real time and accurate insights into what people are using, the technology they're using, how they're using it, and where they are when they're using it. So it allows us to tailor our focus, or focus the work we do on delivering to the right audience at the right time. This is Alan Kent from Prime Media Broadcasting. Keep watching Oppie TV.
I'm joined by Manto Pagati, a student from the Sol Plaatje Media Institute. Hi, Manto.
Hello, Kuzo, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. What were your key takeaways from Alan Kent's presentation?
I think as a journalist, the most important point for me was that journalists now have the need, there's actually a critical need to multi-skill, so that they actually are able to produce content for different platforms. Because as we saw during his presentation, he did say actually that journalists must be able to actually have the ability to break down the information for the different media platforms out there.
Are there any differences or similarities between the media landscape that he was presenting in South Africa to the media landscape in Swaziland, where you're from?
For me, from Swaziland, actually, it's quite different in the sense that Swaziland has not migrated to the to digital media. We're still using, stories in Swaziland are still, break them through the print. The newspaper, we still haven't been able to even produce content for online. So what we do is actually replicate the newspaper even on the website. So for me, I think I saw an opportunity when I returned back home to actually start now this movement to say now we actually have to start to digitalize our media in Swaziland.
I think that's very true. When you leave here as a media manager, you'll be able to implement a lot of changes when you get back.
Yeah, provided I get a position as a media manager, so I am able to implement all these changes, all these interesting things.
Thank you, Manto. I'm Kuto Tigani reporting for OPI TV.